Hmm. No. Was it open? You so funny. I would love to, but I'm already in my streaming setup. Means I'm streaming. I cannot. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Hasn't? I saw him out there earlier today. Spraying his house. I don't know. Weed killer. Yeah, since I've been home. I know, right? Y'all. Y'all. Bedtime. Betty time. Betty time. Yeah, some people. Welcome back, YouTube. What's going on? Alright. Gonna be trying out a new spot this week. Looking at Swamp Fogan's? Wait, Swamp Fogan's? Yes, Swamp Fogan. But the Marnie Zone is here. This is so weird. Alright, before we do that though, let me do my farm real quick. Kansas City is... It's up north. I want to say it's like close to like Las Vegas in a way. Oh wait. No, never mind. Never mind. No. I know Vegas is like west. Right? North. Well, like middle of north. Eastern north. It's definitely north. Like I want to say it's like close to the Great Lakes. Right? Where's it at? I don't know what state. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Kansas. I guess. What state is it in? I guess it's not. Oh. Huh. Like middle of west? I don't care about geography. Let's be real. I need to sell these right here at some point. Kind of piling up on me. Yeah. Yeah. pow. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. Got my farming done out of the way. Nice. Oh, looks like someone's down here. Wow. They're probably in the Marty zone though. Add my 2 loot scrolls. And we'll go ahead and use this as well. Okay, go ahead and enter. Come on, horsey. Okay. Sure. Let's see. Cool. That looks good. 2, 5. We are good to go. Okay. Yo, what's up, dude?
I mean,
Not much, dude.
been up to
Oh, just making videos.
woo.
What about you?
Good. Hell yeah.
What you been up to?
Pretty much just grinding. Just grinding, you know?
Grinding your
Day.
life away, eh?
Yeah, more or less just fucking what's it called? Hour of like 4 games a day.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. It's a lot.
It's I think it keeps everything a lot more enjoyable for me, honestly.
Yeah, I guess. So you don't get burnt out on one thing. It's a variety of different stuff.
Yeah, I think I kind of need to play games like that to a certain extent. I mean, if there's a game that's like good enough to invest in, I suppose I could just like play one game. But I think right now it's like one of those things where none of the games are really like the best per se. So it's one of those things we're having like multiple, like they all kind of like a little bit of an itch
Yeah.
scratcher. But I think if I played only one, I'd probably get bored.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's kind of okay, just one at a time. It's been fucking. It's like with BDO especially. I'm like just waiting on Blackstones. It's like the only thing.
Oh yeah, to get your accessory.
Yeah, I mean it's like literally I just have enough. I have enough of everything except for just Blackstone. So I'm getting there though. I have like 7 or 8K. 7 or 8K.
Yeah, make a beyond. Yeah, here soon I'm gonna be doing an enhance and stream.
Yeah, we trying to enhance.
Well, stream, video, mixture of both, I guess. Just my Tri-Dead God.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, attempts you got saved up.
I have like 20,000 crons.
So that's what. That's.
I think that's
like 10 attempts.
yeah, I think it's 10 attempts. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Hey man, hopefully you get it. Shit.
But who knows? Maybe I'll just 3 single tap. That'd be crazy.
No, fucking good.
No, I don't have that good RNG. I ain't that lucky.
I mean, you never know, man. Just gotta catch up at some point.
Nah, I've already failed 13 times, so
Oh my god.
on a single
Jesus
piece.
Christ. Oh god. Ouch.
Yep. I'm not as lucky as you.
Yeah, that's
13 attempts, dude, on a single piece.
you know. Yeah, that's tough, man.
What'd you say?
That's a hate crime, dude.
Yeah, pretty unlucky, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Like it's got to catch up somewhere, right?
Yeah, you say that.
At least that's the hope.
That's why I buy my gear off the market. Screw
Yeah.
Screw enhancing, man. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't really have a chance or a choice here for the most part.
Well, I mean, technically.
I mean, yeah, technically I could buy it.
It might take a few years. It's fine though. Technically, though.
Did you croned your try attempts, right?
What do you mean?
Like when you went from duo to try, you croned it, right?
Both of them went fast, but yeah, like I don't think I croned one of them because one of them went 1 tap, and then the other one was three hits or something like that.
What was your fail stacks? Do you remember?
Not really, honestly. Like, probably whatever I had.
Like 150,
so
160.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I've never fail stacked, so like something
Yeah.
they've given us, but yeah, it's probably somewhere around there, like 150. 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never like sat there and like slapped shit to get stacked, so. Yeah, I'm not fuck that, dude. I don't give a shit, dude. I take the highest stack I have if I want something and I just slap it.
How's Raven Dawn been doing?
Very good. I'm fully tier 3.
What does that even mean? Tier 3?
I like gear. There's different sets of gear essentially that you go through the crafting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, effective level is like 29 or 28 or something like that. So,
Yeah, I
getting there.
haven't really been playing too much Raven Dawn.
No. It's kind of hard. I mean, well, it depends, dude. Like, it depends on the free time. I mean,
Yeah.
got like the little one and then work. It's kind of rough because you go to bed pretty early, so it's
Yeah.
like you got so much to fit in within the day, and then
Yep.
get home, you're probably fucking tired, especially from busy days, I'm sure. So
Yep.
it's one of those things. I mean, I don't know. I think that's the nice thing about Ravenon though, is that like it's kind of like BDO in a way, where you're like not really they're not really gonna progress super fast anyway. So
Yeah,
it's
just
like it's
taking
not
your own
going
time.
anywhere. The game's kind of like beginning, so it's like it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing too crazy going on with it anyway. So it's just like another game to grind. I think the thing I like about it is it's just like a nice it's a BDO kind of grind with a different game.
Different feel.
And
Yeah.
there's different rewards to chase kind of thing, so it's kind of like whatever, right? I mean, I think the thing that's cool about it is just like the little classes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, my only gripe is like, which I'll probably talk about it in my first impressions video, but the combat, or not the combat, but the classes. I wish that when you did 3 archetypes, it would actually give you a unique skill line based on the 3. But it could still keep the 3 same, like the 3 archetype skill lines, but give us an additional skill line based on that class that you're designated. You know what I'm saying? Like, say with me trying to go for Necromancer, like I still get the 3 archetype skills, but it unlocks like my class skills. You know, like that's Necromancer based per se. You know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like
so,
it doesn't have to be like a full skill tree. It could be just, a couple skills or something like that based on that class. Because like you can't call that class a necromancer. Like there's nothing like. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends, right? It's interpretation, right? Because I mean, it's like you say. I mean, I get what you're saying.
No,
Because I mean, when I
it's
think of necromancer, I think of pet.
well, it's not even. Well, it's not even. I mean, you're not doing anything necromancer related. Like.
Well, witchcraft technically is like a necromancer, right? Like it's all death magic,
But that's
like leech magic.
yeah, but
stuff.
that's its own class. Like that's witchcraft.
I mean, kind of. But if you were to throw like witchcraft as if you wrote necromancer on witchcraft, I don't think anyone would argue it. Because I mean, it alone, right? Like even when you like think about it, it's kind of like you have leech, you have a bunch of curses. You know, you technically like can bomb someone with like health with a curse. Like, I mean, like,
I don't know. I would still
like,
consider
I think the
that.
fantasy is not there a little bit, but
I would still consider that like different, or like a warlock or something like that. Like
kind of. I mean, you look at like Guild Wars Necromancer. I mean, there's a whole spec. All it is dots, right? Like if you go like the actual PvP spec or like the PvE spec of the raid spec in Guild Wars for Necromancer, it's all just dots. And it's like leech and shit like that is how they heal. I mean, so it's like very similar to like Guild Wars, like Necromancer dot law, like the dot version.
yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not my fantasy of what a Necromancer is, and it would be cool if they had like 1 or 2 skills. Like it would be kind of unique to have like, oh, well, like I'm a Necromancer, so I get 2. Maybe I get like an ultimate skill that's like a 50-second cooldown, but I get to summon like little. Well, the problem is you can't summon anything in the game. You'll eventually like realize when you start playing a little bit more is like body blocking is fucking
So
neat.
annoying. So annoying.
I mean, you like I've PvP'd
annoying.
a few times now, and even when people lock you in a house, you're fucked.
Yeah, dude.
Because they just had one.
I'm that guy you're questing, right, you know, there's you're questing beside me, I'm gonna block you 100%. Like I've
Oh,
already
dude,
done,
people have done it before, and I just flag up and kill them.
yeah, like I've already done that a couple times. Like I just
Yeah,
some guy will like kind of go in
you
like in
have
a
to.
corner, and I'll just block him, and he's like, uh, it's
Bro, I
so,
mean,
dude, it's
I mean,
so
literally,
funny.
just
It's
that's
so
why I
funny.
like. That's why I kind of like the games because you can just flag up. Like I said, it's just like it's like BDO, fucking
Yeah,
PvP. You just flag up and they fucking kill them. I mean, and if you're not PvPing a lot, you're not gonna lose that much karma, so it doesn't fucking matter anyway. But I've been doing pretty good now. I'm already like rank 6 in the board or whatever. No, not rank 6. Shit, rank 4.
for what?
And little the ranger board or whatever, so you can get like different trinkets as you level it up.
Like in Raven Dawn?
Got, like, yeah.
Like there's a ranking system, like a leaderboard?
Oh well, there is, but I'm not rank 4 is not like it's not like I'm rank 4. It's like rank 4 is like
I,
there are there is leaderboards for it, like points, like the amount of points you get, but I don't give two fucks about that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but once you get to like certain ranks, you can unlock different rewards, and when you get different rewards, some of them are pretty nice. Like the trinket specifically is pretty good. Kind of nice because I have a trinket that heals me and shit like that, so it's really good for PvP. So I can pod, and then I can use that trinket and go from like 0 health to full health. But yeah, I mean the game's majorly just swapping specs anyway. I mean, like especially for leveling, you're never like a full like that's why like I don't really technically have like a fucking class.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly swapping because you want to level everything up. Because every 10 levels, basically, you get skill points.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think it would be kind of a cool aspect where, you know, you would get like another minor skill line tree based on like
Yeah, I mean, I don't
the
think it'd
3
be bad.
archetypes that you get.
I think the problem is they have so many archetypes already that they just like.
I wonder how Ash of Creation's gonna do it. Because they have like the same system, like depending on the specs that you choose. Like there's like what,
I mean, it's
56 different classes. You know what I'm saying?
56 my asshole. It's probably gonna be the exact same way they do like with Guild Wars weapons, right? Like when you have a scepter on, you get 3 sets of 3 skills, and then when you have a sword on, you get 3 skills. When you have a sword and shield, you get 5. Like,
I mean, you've
you've
seen the class setup, right? Of Ash of Creation.
Yeah, I get what they're saying, but I mean, I've already seen the depiction of Ranger that they have, and it literally has like 10 abilities. So it's like the idea is that they're gonna have somewhere along the lines of like 10 to probably 12 abilities per class, quote unquote. So I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. I'd be hyped if they had more, but I think that's kind of what I'm being is like it'll probably be like you get a set amount of skill, especially if they're gonna have that many skill sets, then they're gonna have to have something like that, or else it's just gonna be like impossible to manage.
Yeah. I don't know. I know they have like it's like a very similar setup like Raven Dawn. It looks like almost kind of like Raven Dawn kind of copied Ashes with their class aspect.
I think Raven, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Raven Dawn's like a amalgamation of everything. They have like a little bit of every game. Like every time I look at Raven Dawn, there's like a system here or there from another game, system here from another game. We're just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, I think it's especially with this style. It's such a unique style that like no one's really gonna give shit for it either, you know. Yeah, that's what those things are about.
Was there any games on Lazy Peon's video that you watched that piqued your interest?
No. Well, I mean, I guess kind of like technically there's like he was talking about a couple MMOs that are like survival ones that look cool. I mean, majority though, I think the ones that are coming out are gonna be like Throne of Liberty and then fucking Ashes of Creation, but they're all just like everything else just looks kind of goofy. There's a couple that are coming out that apparently are like gonna be like MMOs, quote unquote. They have like weird art styles, or the ones that I've seen that I think I would actually like play and enjoy and have the potential to be like a decently long-term game would be like Ashes or the Throne of Liberty. And then there was like the Dune game, the Dune MMO RPG, like well,
Yeah,
not MMO, the Dune survival,
Yeah.
like Conan style game. Apparently, there's new vampire survive or vampire what's it called? Vampire. God damn it! That game me and Cam played, that I've played a bunch of times.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah. Oh, V Rising. There you
Be right.
go. Yeah, that one. That's supposed to have like another update coming soon. It's pretty massive. A little bit of a like revamp or something coming to that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything too crazy in there, honestly. I mean, even like yesterday, I was kind of watching a little bit of like fucking Blue talking about all the fucking BDO changes. It's like, God, dude, every time I listen to a fucking podcast about PvP and BDO, dude, I just want to fucking shoot myself.
Why?
Dude, dude, like, oh my God, like everyone, like, all the fucking people that create videos about BDO talk about the fucking P changes, and they talk about like the griefing thing is a good thing, and I'm like, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not an idiot. I
Well,
get that,
look,
like, it
look.
sucks.
The issue, see, their opinions are so irrelevant, and the reason why
It's so dumb.
is because they're big streamers and they do get
Yeah,
harassed, right?
yeah, but
But
even think about it, like, yeah, but God, you have to have some self-awareness. Like, dude, even me, think about how long I got grief for, literally, as a small streamer.
yeah,
Like, I got grief for like 2 weeks straight, like legit 2 weeks straight, not exaggeration, like legitimately 2 fucking whole weeks. And even I had the wherewithal to understand that, hey, guess what? I stream, I deserve this.
yeah,
I should have fun with it, or it's never gonna stop.
yeah,
And that's how it should be. Like, you need to understand. Like, that's just a fucking fact. Like, guess what? People fuck with you because you're streaming. That is literally it. There's no personal gripe. They just want you to basically be like more or less having issues in the game because they want to have fun and they think it's funny. So what you do is you learn how to make it fun for yourself, or you stop playing. Like, that's it.
yeah,
And it's like, if you can't understand that as a fucking streamer, then you probably shouldn't be streaming. And especially as some of the best streamers that BDO has to offer, like, you can't be that fucking, you're not that fucking stupid. Like, you understand what's going on.
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean,
Well,
yeah,
it's just
I don't know. I take
ridiculous.
I take their opinions, especially Blue's opinion on it, like with just a grain of salt. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's a really bad take on his part.
Well,
Honestly.
it's like also
Which makes no
irresponsible.
sense.
Like, it's
Just makes no sense.
well, because he's a big contributor to like the shit that the fucking PA is doing. Like, it's not like they don't listen to these people. These are like mouthpieces basically that like PA is getting their opinions from.
Yeah.
And the problem is when you're presenting the opinion as if it's like, oh man, everybody's gonna get grief this hard. It's like, no, now
No.
literally, if someone comes into a rotation, the only option I have is to go to Arsha. There's no solution. It's legit just the griefers one. Like, that's it. I'm gonna play a fucking class like Musa or Valk, and I'm just gonna run circles that can grind faster, and hope to God that someone, griefs, like someone anti-griefs me and fights me, and then when they kill me to mobs, I'm just gonna literally, I'm gonna report them, and bam, I take their spot. Like, that's it. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Like, that's literally the game now.
Yeah. I guess just playing devil's advocate, I guess, you could always go to the Arsha server.
No, that's what I just said. Yeah, but fuck that. Well, okay, so then make more Arsha servers. Make like 8, make 9, 10, 11. Fuck your bandwidth. If you're gonna be PA, pay the bill. Like, it's so dumb because if you create 2 servers versus the whole fucking like 30, and all 30 can be griefed on, it's like you're a fucking, like, fuck that shit. It's so dumb. Because what it should be then is there should be a parking spot. Fuck it. If PA wants to go this route, make a fucking parking spot. You clock in to your parking spot, and they can't touch you. And if anyone fights you in your parking spot for blah 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 amount of time, then you can report them. Like that's the way this game is fucking going. It's like, oh hey, let me reserve my fucking spot here. Because it's not
Parking
PvP what
spot.
they're promoting. Well, that's what that literally that would be the only way to do it the way they wanted to do it. That wouldn't be fucking stupid because it's like, oh cool, you get some fucking. The only one who wins in this is griefers, literally. It's no one else. It also like again negates the whole purpose of fucking gear. What's the point of getting gear? So I can sit on Arsha server because the top 1% play on Arsha. It's like okay, cool. Let me go to Arsha on any relevant grind spot and get fucking murked by choice. Sick. And I have
Yeah.
some fucking guy with 2 Vola Timmy fucking coming to my rotation, like trying to steal my shit. And the only thing I can do is nothing because I can get reported. Literally, I can get fucking banned for harassment.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's
think
so
that's
stupid.
I think it's what always kind of made the game too, like so interesting is like with the open world
Oh, why do you get
PvP.
gear?
Well, with the open world PvP, it's like, yeah, I mean, they can always make the argument like, oh, you could Arsha server, but like you said, usually the Arsha server has like the top 1%, right? So you can't compete with that group of people. But before with open world, you in any spot, right? You would have a chance against someone who might be under geared. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually show your power of what you've been trying to grind for your whole life, essentially.
Not even that, just what, right, but not even just to overpower them. It's legitimately like the chances of you guys having equal gear is way more likely on 20 servers than it is on 2, right? There's specifically 2 servers that you can fight on right now that you don't get penalized for. So obviously, within the max players of BDO, they're obviously going to be on the heaviest channels. So it's like on a normal server, as it used to be, you would rock up on a normal server, and if you didn't want someone in your spot, you'd fight them. And the chances are they're not the top 1% because the percentages match that, right? Now it's the opposite because if you go to Arsha where you're not going to get penalized, now you have 2 servers where all of the best players are going to be because they want the grind, they want the loot, they also want the drop rate. And guess what? They have the gear to take it. So it's like a hyperbolic chamber of what it used to be, minus now anyone that doesn't have endgame gear, so mid game gets fucked completely. And the only people who win are the fucking losers that grief or the top 1%. And the majority of the game is not those 2 fucking categories. And the ones who really make up the game are the mid tier. Like that is what it is. Like the 90 percentile of the fucking player base is probably people that are mid gear, that have decent gear, but nothing crazy. Like it is what it is. That's how the game's built.
Yeah.
So they're just basically creating a grave because the game's PvE now. And then they create some dog shit War of the Roses. It sucks dick on all fronts. It's like literally the most joke fucking content I've ever seen in my life. And that's what their PvP is supposed to be. It's like sick, cool, great. The content we get nowadays is oh cool, oh instance PvP, and it's like yeah sick, cool. I get to play in fucking Arena Solar where the fucking numbers don't match the classes at all, and just depending on who they want to be OP that season wins everything. Like the scaling doesn't make any fucking sense. Like if you don't play a goddamn Draconia in AOS, it's like you lose. So hope you have a Drac on your team, or hope you have a fucking like ninja or something like. So,
Dracania. I heard. I mean, I need to watch some gameplay. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently the 15-bit 15 is good. Have you seen any gameplay on it?
I haven't seen any gameplay. I've heard that people like it to a certain extent. I
I
mean, I
think
don't
it.
think it's bad. I think that's
I
not
think.
bad in general.
I think it's stupid though that you can use droughts and stuff like that.
Well, because I mean, what are they trying to do? They're trying to create a chamber where people don't get griefed, and they're trying to replicate things that are already in the game, and they're just making it fucking way too dumb.
Like, do you think
Because they're literally just trying.
do you think that would do you like that game mode being able to use droughts and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I think you have to let it. I mean, you don't. No one in this game plays this game without droughts, right? So how do you know your class anymore, right? Like, the game has become so dependent on shit. Like, oh,
I
you need the
never
right droughts. You need the right.
I never use droughts. Like any all those other buffs and stuff like that. I never use that. Too
Well,
expensive.
I mean, you also don't PvP, right? Like, I mean, realistically, if you go to a grind spot and you lose, you're literally gonna put on drought immediately.
I've
Like
never
you
I've
are
never
usually
put
just like,
droughts on. I've never put droughts on.
yeah, but if you face someone with better, I'm telling you right now, you go to a grind spot, you want that grind spot, and then they have all the droughts on, you're not gonna put droughts on. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
I'll
you would usually just swap servers, but like anyone who's gonna PvP would put on the droughts and match. Like get the buffs, right? Like I played on Arsha for a long time. You're not going to go in at a loss every time. Like it's just there's no point. If someone comes in with a perfume, you're like, okay, cool. Now you're down 15 AP for nothing, even if
Yeah, I
you're the
don't
same gear,
know.
right?
I just don't. Yeah, for me, I could care less. I'm not gonna put a
Right,
perfume on.
but you don't care about the grind spot, right? So I mean, like that's the difference. I mean, if you're talking about a height, like whether it's worth it to fight someone for a spot, then I guess it's a different conversation. But if you're talking about PvP, like everybody who PvPs, like streamer and otherwise, all droughted out, all buffs, all church, like, because it's just you go in at a deficit if not.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Right.
just.
So,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just can't do that.
I mean, I get it. I mean, it's annoying to kind of do it, I guess, but it comes with routine, I suppose.
What's so
But
expensive though? Like I couldn't imagine wasting like millions and millions of silver on just like meaningless. I mean, they're not meaningless buffs, but it's like as soon as
well,
you
you win the
die, they're
grind
gone.
spot. Yeah, I mean, but the hope is that you win the grind spot, and there's also places you can't grind without it, right? Like go to Gyphon without a frenzy drought and see how fun that is. Like. I've definitely tried it on a giant drought. Even it's not like it's too risky. You just take too much. There's too many things coming out. Like it's safe if you have a frenzy drought on and you're like, whatever.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
if you don't have a frenzy drought on, you're fucked.
I mean, I didn't use frenzy drought at Gyphon underground when I tried it.
Grinding consistently. I'm grinding it enough to know there's no fucking way. Because it's just like a butcher comes out, you get enough hits, dude. You're not regenning the health fast enough. Like it's all about like timing and shit, but I mean, even Divios uses frenzies and like needs frenzies. Like I mean, there's no other way. Because what ends up happening is like Gyphon is safe until it's not, right? Like the only time it really gets dangerous is if the butcher comes out and you straight up like get all three to hit you at the same time. Usually you can kind of spread them out depending on where they are and how far you are from them. Whenever the butcher like despawns and you kill them or whatever, they usually kind of like go their own way if you're far enough. But if you catch all three of them like in the middle, like the butcher dies in the middle, they all come after you, and they don't go back to their corner. Yeah, it's a one-shot city. Like if you take a couple hits from the purple and then the like blue swipes you or something. Like, I mean, luckily I haven't died at all really. I died the first time and that was pretty much it. But I've also been very smart about like I know when the butcher's about to die, like I go near the middle so I can kind of take one out at a time. But
Well, as long as you follow the color patterns, it shouldn't be an issue, right?
no, because they go into a frenzy, so it doesn't even matter. Because when the butcher dies, all of them attack you. Like you don't get a choice; they all attack you, and they all get their buffs, and they do their ultimates if you don't kill them right away. But you have to pick and choose, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know when I did it a while back. I didn't die, and I think I vaguely remember the butcher guy, but I don't know. That'll be on my list to do at some point. To do an hour there,
Yeah,
do a video on it.
Yeah, it's legitimately just you have to just kill the butcher. And
I think the only spot so far that I've ever used droughts is when I went to Dark Seekers, and that's just because I literally could not kill them.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't even think the droughts really helped.
Nah, droughts help. I mean, they obviously do. They give you stats, right? But I mean, in terms of like,
yeah, I definitely didn't feel like it though. I was like, this is pointless.
It's just flat AP, right? It's flat AP, health regen, whatever you're using, right? So it's like, it's obviously just a stat stick. It's like saying your weapon doesn't help, right? So I think it's one of those things. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I tried to grind here with a giant drought versus a frenzy, and it's just miserable. It's definitely doable, but you have to like watch out for the hits. You have to like watch out. You have to like kind of space the fucking hits.
You have the HP
Again, it's
pot,
like
right?
only when the butcher spawns. Huh?
You have the artifact HP pot, right?
What is it? Oh, the HP pot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter because, like I said, you'll notice. I mean, you have to get hit by a special to know what I'm talking about because it's like it's like they throw out 3 specials depending on where you're at, right? If you get any of their specials, will hit you like a Mack truck, right? Like even when I had 415 DP and I was doing it, it doesn't even like it doesn't matter. They just slap you. Where's it? No, not 415. What the fuck is it? 405 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, they just it's literally like Guyfin is super chill until everything happens, and then that's when you're like, oh shit. So yeah, I mean, when you grind it, you'll understand. I mean, it's one of those things. We put some good time into it. But I mean, there's even times in a grind where I'll get like 1 butcher, right, and that's like nothing. So you don't even really like worry about it. But it's like there's definitely times where you'll hit that butcher, and then everything just comes after you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the only buffs I really ever use is the tent, and that's it. Tent and food. I don't even. It's kind of sad.
50 mil for the tent, or you mean villa? You mean villa, right? Or no?
The villa, yeah.
Same drop rate, or are you talking about tent? Or are you talking about
like the villa, you know, the 200 HP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the villa. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there's literally guides on that, like, the efficiency of that or not, and I think in most places it's not efficient to not have the buffs. But I mean, it just depends, I guess. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't even use
like
the.
You really grind. I mean, you grind centaurs, right? So it's like there's no point in buffing really.
The Vel's heart. I don't even use Vel's heart.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a huge waste, even probably for centaurs because of attack speed, right? So your animations go off quicker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just a penny pitcher, man. I don't want to spend all that money.
I'd literally think, yeah, but I think it's like a literal net negative. Like, I think you'd make more silver per hour, so it would make more than you would be saving. Because you get a 10-minute buff for every 10 on your Vel's heart, right? So it's like, or a 5-minute, sorry. So I mean, like the math on that is probably dog shit. Because you just buy destruction stones for dirt cheap.
I mean, what, potentially make like an extra 20 million? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I doubt it. It's probably, well, I mean, think about it. It's 3% attack speed, right? I don't know. I'm sure you can literally do the math on it. I'm sure there's probably some spreadsheet out there or video that like talks about the efficiency with or without things, but I don't know. Every one of the best players does it, so I don't know if it's necessarily good or bad, but I'm one of those people, when I see like the best players do it, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it. Sure.
Well, Sticks, you know me. I'm a leader, not a follower. So.
Oh yeah. Right.
I set my own standards.
Yeah. Ook, right?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. That's funny. It's okay. That's what I was saying, but I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of whatever. I think again, like unless you're grinding like harder spots, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I guess I just don't. Yeah, for me, I just don't really care about it, unless it's like super top tier into like in game, like Dark Seekers, where, you know, I need to get a little bit more buffed out. Then I'll use droughts.
Yep. I don't know. I make like somewhere between like 1 to, well, it's like anywhere from like 800 to 1.2 bill here. So it's like I buy frenzy droughts and they last for an hour a piece for every.
Well, the frenzy droughts aren't that expensive because they're like what? Is it 15 minutes or 20 minutes? They're 15 minutes, right?
Well, I do an hour because I have the elixir things, but yeah. So.
Well, they last 15 minutes though, right? They don't last an hour.
The regulars, sure, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I only like because I mix them with that. You know what I'm talking about, the event thing.
I do not know what you're talking about.
You can mix them. Magic elixir or something. Yeah.
Oh, does it extend the time?
Yeah, they're an hour long instead of.
Huh. And it's only through an event?
Well, no, but I think you can only get these things. They're called magical elixirs, and they're all. I've only seen them from events. You might be able to get them other ways, but not that I know of.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yep.
So you normally just use which draw do you use?
Frenzy.
Frenzy
It's like,
draw.
you could really use a Gyfin for it.
Yeah, whenever I go there, I'll have to do an hour without Frenzy and then an hour with Frenzy and see how much more.
Yeah. Track how many butchers you get and see how fun it is. Depends. I mean, like I said, sometimes you get butcher, it doesn't really matter depending on how spread they are. But if you get a butcher and they all hit you at the same time, it's you go from like full health to like dropping 6k health and like nothing. Because it all just depends on like if you get their ultimate to come out or not. Because they all have like one ability that they all do that's like different for each one, and it's like they will fucking murder you. Kind of rough.
Yeah, I'm
what's up,
super
Josh?
super close to getting the AP cups for my earrings.
Nice.
Actually, I could probably close. Yeah, I need like 50 more tearful shards, and I should be able to get the accessory cups.
Yeah, shit, just from this fucking event, I'm already at like 58 of those little bitches, man.
Oh, you got 58? I'm at 45.
Nice. Yeah, I've just been doing an hour a night, so it's like, I've been getting probably the equivalent of like maybe 10-ish a night, 8-ish, something like that, every night.
Yeah.
Hour BDO is all I got, man. It's good because as soon as I start T10 attempts, I just keep leveling my little horse, and then that'll be the next thing. Should be pretty good. Might be getting dream job. It's been doing tests all day trying to get it. Oh shit. Yeah. Hopefully it goes well, man. What are you going for? If you don't mind. PC build consultant for Invicta. Oh shit. Okay. Dang, dude. Well, hopefully it goes well. That'd be pretty fucking sick. Is it going to be like a remote job, I'd assume? Like you just talk to people about the options and stuff like that? Or...
Be kind of nice, work from home.
Dude, yeah. Talk about PCs all day. Be fucking sick. Especially like PCs. I design builds for people based on their budget and preferences. Oh, that'd be fun. It's kind of cool. Not to mention, you probably catch some fat discounts on some parts and shit.
Did you say 41 more minutes?
40 more minutes. Yep.
Oh gosh, counting down the time.
I think it's however long my droughts last because they're like an hour, or it's that or my horse buff.
Does that place have Marnie Zone?
Marnie Zone, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's in like one of the weird rotate. I don't really. Well, I mean, granted, they're all pretty similar. They're like all equidistant, I would assume, but it's just like in one of the odd spots.
Yeah.
I guess once you get her going, it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. I like this. I like the middle rotation because there's like walls that you can like, especially a striker, you can kind of mass or not mass destruct them, but you can like what's it called the raw bomb into it, so it kind of gives you like something to brace on, so you don't move back at all. Kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Rabom.
I don't know who the fuck keeps. I've literally gotten over $30 of anonymous bits, and I don't know who the fuck's doing it. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to find out, but I think that I can't. And I just keep getting random bits, and I don't know who it is. And I'm like,
That's a good thing.
I feel not really, because I feel like shit. You don't know who the fuck they are. You know, you can't thank them for it. It's like,
Well, there's a reason. Well, they just want to be anonymous.
I get it, but I just want them. It's kind of weird. Like,
It's not weird.
number one,
Accept the money.
Weird. It's just like
accept the money.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I feel like a dickhead. I'm just like, oh, thanks, guy that doesn't exist.
Well, they definitely exist. They just don't want to be known.
What? Yeah, I want it.
I don't know.
Especially since, like, even if you do it off stream, it doesn't show up on stream. I don't have bits as like a thing, so it's like it wouldn't show up anyway. Like, I mean, it'd show up as an alert, but if they did it anonymously,
How much?
you can choose not to share even.
How much have you? How many? Like, is it like every day?
Well, like in a week, it's been $30.
You've been getting $30 every week from bits.
Well, yeah, I mean that. Well, $30 every week in bits, and then I've been getting, like, last month I had 11 subs, and then that's pretty much it. But it's like the $30 is weird because it's like consistent, and I'm like, just tell me who the fuck you are.
Yeah, how does that work for taxes?
You just claim it. They send you a W-2 or not. It's not a W-2, but it's like a special form at the end of the year, and then you just put it into TurboTax.
Yeah, because I know. I'm trying to think because it's so interesting because, like, so where we live, the city that we live in, like my neighbor, because like he has his own job, whatever, and so
yeah,
because of that, the city requires him to have his own business license, even though technically he doesn't have his own business. So I always kind of wondered.
He has to have his own. Like, how's he self-employed without being?
Well, like he works for a company, but he has to do his own. Like he has like a special W-4 or something like that.
Yeah, why don't you just get a contractor? Why doesn't he just go for a contractor? Like, you can get a contracting license. Then you wouldn't have to LLC.
I don't know.
I mean, that's how I used to work with the guys we used to work with, like in mechanical. Like, whenever my stepdad did like contracting, essentially he was like a mechanical engineer, and so whenever we would have like third-party businesses, you could contract someone out, and essentially they were on your payroll while they were there, but they basically would not create a whole business. They would basically contract themselves out. And so that's a different form, but at least you wouldn't have to LLC. I mean, it's probably safer for them to LLC anyway for insurance policies and stuff like that long term, but
yeah, I don't know. I know he works for a company, and pretty much he has like there's no benefits. Um, there's no like he doesn't get insurance, so like he has to like buy all that stuff for himself.
Yeah, as a business, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, but he's technically not a business though. And it's so weird. It's a weird thing. But
That's what
anyway,
I'm saying. I think he's doing it weird because he can just contract himself out if he's doing contracting work.
well, I
Like I'm
don't
assuming
think.
that's what he tells people he is, right? Like if he's doing work, he's like freelancing, right? Like that's, I don't know.
Well, technically
What does
he's
he do?
not. He's a broker for
Oh,
like trucks. It's a very interesting
oh,
job. Yeah.
oh. So he's like car dealing. Yeah, he has to LLC it out because he probably also has to have it for like fraud purposes and shit. It's like selling someone your car hand to hand, right? Like there's a lot of weird liabilities with that shit.
Well, he doesn't sell trucks. Like so
Well, he sets the deal up, right? He's the middleman, I would assume, right?
yes, he's like the middleman. Like say this well, say like this material needs to be transported, right? And so he'll contract a tractor trailer driver or a truck driver to deliver that supplies to another place. And like he has some routes all the way like in California that he contracts out. I don't know, it's a very interesting job. But essentially like he's not on it. It's like he's not on his own though. Like he's through a company that's based in
Yeah, so
Pittsburgh.
yeah, he's contracting then. If he's brokering for someone, he's basically a contractor. But I don't know how that works with like selling things as a middleman. I just know how it works for like plumbers and pipe fitters and
Yeah.
welders and shit like that because they technically just like solo. I mean, they can be with a company, but a lot of times we would just get artists that were solo, like freelance.
Yeah.
We would just contract themselves out.
Yeah. Wait, but he was pretty much telling me like if you make like over I think it was like over $1,000, then you have to uh be licensed for the city that we live in. And
He
then
might
they
have said 10K because 10K makes sense. I don't even think taxes would even be
I don't know. He said 1,000.
issue anything. Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's dealing with, but yeah, I mean, it sounds really odd. Like it sounds like he's doing contracting work, but then he's creating an LLC to contract himself out, which is like a huge loss. And I mean,
Yeah.
the only benefits he gets is like the safety of insurance if the business he's working for or brokering for doesn't want to take the liability. But it's just kind of odd because like if you're LLCing yourself out, you're losing a shit ton of profit based off of your like literally acting as if you're a sole entity, and you're not. You're like when you contract out, the company that you're contracted to in any given time would take the liability usually.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
But
You
again,
know,
I don't.
I
It might be
think
different than what I'm thinking of, but
I think actually I think I think I was getting a little confused. I think I was talking about more like YouTube. Like if you get paid for YouTube, like if you make over $1,000 in a year for YouTube,
no.
then you have to
That YouTube I know is, it's definitely not even. But I mean, I claim Twitch. I mean, I think it's safer to claim it, but technically, I mean, you could literally get away. Like, if you really wanted to, anything under 10K, the IRS doesn't give two flying fucks. I mean, that's like reported on multiple, like, I mean, at least from streamers I've heard from. Like, because there was a couple streamers, like one
What do you
particular
mean
that I
under
liked for a
10,000?
long time.
But you still have to pay taxes on that.
Technically, yes, right? Like, that's why I claim mine, even though I don't make any money on it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't make anything on my shit. Essentially, like, because even on the money that I make, I literally make nothing, and then I end up paying. I think it was like you get paid $40 for the fucking like Twitch, and yeah. But I mean, if you literally make a shit ton of money, then what ends up happening is like, then they realize it as a loss. But even then, it's like it's more or less like tips. It's like a waiter that makes less than like whatever money. Like they're not gonna track it down. Just is what it is, right? Like it's not that it's not there, it's just that it's not worth the time for them to figure it out, and they're not going to be looking. So it's one of those things where like, I mean, it's kind of like technically, like I said, I would claim it anyway. Like even if you make $10, I'd claim it because it's like it's one fucking minute on TurboTax or something like that, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
worth not doing. And even Twitch sends you the literal document, so all you do is you just enter the document and it just scans it. Like I literally scanned my document on TurboTax on my phone and it entered it all by itself, like
Yeah.
no problem. And what it did is it just took off my like federal and state, so I didn't even pay anything. It just took it off the bonus I got, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, especially with that kind of shit, you don't really want to fuck around no matter how small the thing is. But I'm saying technically, if you look at like most documents on like even people that like talk about taxes and shit, if you're under 10K, it doesn't even matter because they even say for a small business is not to. That's like the same advice we got when we had TOK. We're thinking about like LLCing, is they said it's not even worth it unless there's like 10K because it's like you're gonna be paying so much more money than it's even you're bringing in, or that would be even worthwhile. It's just not. It's not worth it because you're paying like I said, when you're talking about your buddy getting the LLC, it just doesn't make sense because the amount of tax you get hit with as an LLC versus just a sole contractor is fucked. And you have to pay for insurance. You don't get to be contracted under people, stuff like that. So, I mean, that was like the main reason a lot of the welders really liked our business, was because we basically offered them some of the best packages alongside one of the most competitive pays. But it was like we would make sure that we filed everything, properly for them. They wouldn't have to go to like a bunch of different businesses and fight people for things, because a lot of times when you're dealing with contractors, they try to fuck you on the money because the contractor has to pay for you, if like to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you LLCs, then the LLC takes full sole propriety, like, or sole, it's a sole enterprise, so you're literally responsible. And so unless you bill the company that you're working for, then you don't literally get the money. And so like it's a weird, like, it goes from like business to person, like business to employee, to business, which is a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you make any money off anything, I would generally claim anything. So, like I said, number one, the time, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's also just safe. Like, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Well over my head, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's literally, you take a, like, what'll happen is, like, even on Twitch, like, when I get the thing, it literally emails me and says, hey, tax season's here, blah blah, here's your document, make sure you enter this, blah blah. You take the document, you take a picture of it on TurboTax, or if you have someone who does your taxes, whatever the case may be, you just bring it to them, they enter all the details, and it's just like it's like your normal W-2, you know, like it's actually easier because there's less spaces on it because you're not dealing with a company, like it's not like a huge corporation. Well, I guess Twitch is, but the way they deal with it is it's like you're getting tips, basically, is what it registers as, more or less.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Never list anything as a big like Twitch no is to list anything as a donation, because that's a good way to get fraud. Like,
so what about like the tips on an external website? Like Twitch doesn't take account of that, do they?
No, but PayPal. So say if you do it through PayPal, then you're gonna get the document from PayPal.
Yeah. Well, what if you don't do it through PayPal though?
Well, any website you get it from, I mean, you're basically taking tips for no tax if you're tax evading if you're not paying the tax on the tipping, right? Because like you're essentially a waiter that's getting paid under the table until you pay the taxes on it.
Yeah, but as you know, some waiters or waitresses don't claim that money.
That's the whole 10K thing, right? Like they're not going to give a shit, but when they start noticing that 10K is going somewhere and they realize your PayPal is whatever the case may be, whatever website you decide to use, right? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. But like whatever website you use, there's going to be a gap. And once 10,000 starts going by, they start asking questions. Like it's like that's when they start figuring out like things that are going on, or at least try to. But up until that point, I don't think anyone really gives a shit. Like I said, you got to think about how much money the company, I mean, think about this too. Like, dude, I file my taxes and get the fucking accepted like the next hour. Like, there is no goddamn way that there's someone personally going through that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, with how many people are doing taxes, it probably is a fucking system that like reads it, that's like really intellectually smart, as like a fucking AI or some shit, or like some sort of program. And it goes, okay, cool, nothing's an error here. It probably checks on your totals, blah blah blah, this or that. Make sure there's no fucking spelling errors, this or that, you know. And then it goes, cool, accepted. There's nothing weird on here. Like, it's probably like a proxy query of like what's right and wrong, and that's kind of what it goes off of, I would assume. But,
yeah. Well, I mean, there's like what, 400, 500 million people who do their taxes every year. So
Yeah, it's just unfeasible to like have a single person, and especially the speed at which they do it, right? Like if it was
yeah,
like, oh, like 2 weeks from now, I got it back. It was like, okay, maybe someone did check it, right? But it's like, yeah, it's definitely going through a program, I would assume. But even that, I mean, like I said, it's better safe than me sorry, because like even when I get my tips, like they're all through PayPal. But the nice thing about Twitch is Twitch claims that as long as it's linked.
yeah,
So like you're paid, you can opt into Twitch basically registering what's paid through the links and the total. But I
yeah.
did most of my tips through Stream Elements actually.
Tremon's, yeah.
So Stream Elements claims that, and you can link that to Twitch, and then it kind of adds it to the WT, so you don't have to add multiple papers.
Oh, Stream Elements will link it to Twitch.
Well, you can link them, yeah. So I think there was an option for me to basically add in. Now, granted, the only document I got was from Twitch, and basically it proxied in whatever I got from Stream Elements. So.
Yeah. So you already did your taxes then this year, huh?
Oh yeah, I already got the return and everything.
Oh, you got money back?
Yeah. I
Huh.
always pay over on GNC though. Fuck, dude, Mike got like 10K. Not 10K. I'm exaggerating. It was like 6K or some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
How in the world did he get 10? Well, I mean, I know he has
No,
the
I was like
kid,
6.
the 2
Yeah,
kids,
exactly. He has
but still,
3
I mean,
kids.
well, does his girlfriend work?
Well, no. He's sold. He's sold head of household, and so
Wait.
they trade. Like Talon gets claimed on their taxes 1 year, and then it gets claimed on the father's taxes the next year. It's just happened to be their year. But also, I think because he was working so much overtime, I think is a big reason why he was probably getting so much. I mean, Mike made 102K last year.
Jesus.
Bro.
Yeah, but how many hours did he work though?
Oh, I mean, he works a fuck ton. I mean, like I said, he works on average like 60 hours a week, bare minimum.
Yeah.
Fuck, he likes it, but I don't know. He's a psychopath. He likes it. I don't know, dude. He enjoys. Every time I talk to him, he's like, let's go and hang out with the homies. It seems like the consensus too. Like everyone I've ever talked to, like even when I was talking to Cam about it, like Cam loved it there too.
Yeah.
It just seems like everyone just kind of chills. Like kind of puts it on. I think Mike just likes having the fact where it's like not sales. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no sales pressure. He goes in, does Mike's always been a hard worker, so goes in, does his job, and that's like it. I think for him that's like really good. Like I think that for him is like way better than the pressure of like, oh, get these numbers, get that number, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we didn't. Fortunately, we didn't have to pay in on taxes this year.
Nice.
Because last year we had to pay 4,000 in taxes.
Huh? Oh
Stupid.
wait, do your loans have anything to do with that? Like, does that change your things or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you don't get any fucking forgiveness for like loan payments or anything? Like,
no,
down of the fucking loan payment.
Well, so last year our loans were on deferment, so we didn't have to pay anything on our loans.
Oh yeah, like the forgiveness for the COVID and shit.
Yeah, but they started back up, so now we can count that towards our taxes now. And then obviously our kid, that's a deductible. And then
right,
since Heather didn't work, like she was on maternity leave, so she made significantly less this year.
Yeah.
So
different bracket of pay.
Yeah, so we actually got 3,000 back. So
nice.
Yeah.
Hey. Dude, having kids is like pretty money. It's like in Canada, dude. When you have kids, dude, it's like fucking you get so much more money.
Yeah, but you also got to think how much more money you spend on the kid too. You know?
Oh no, no. I'm not saying it's not it's definitely probably not net positive.
No,
but it's kind of nice at the end of the year. You're like, fuck, man, we pay so much. It's like nice to get it back a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, shoot, we spend $800 to $1,000 on just daycare a month. You know.
Well, and the
So
fucking diapers alone and like that kind of shit, dude.
yeah, yeah, we definitely go in the net negative. That's for sure.
But positive and love.
Yeah.
The little guy, dude. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I think, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You guys have a beautiful little guy, you know. So it is what it is. Got him starting sports yet? Come on, you gotta start
Sports.
early. Yeah, come on, man. Start rolling him around with football. You know, give him a little tackle here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole tax season shit's always kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things too. Is like all the sponsored streams and stuff like that is one of those things that I'm probably gonna start doing once I start amping up. I might even start doing collabs and shit because the man, it's like I really want to grow like on Twitch. I mean, it's like the main way to do is just kind of like do collabs. I mean, I just need to find games I really want to play. That's kind of like if I can find a game I really care to be consistent with and like have fun playing, then I'll probably like blow effort into it. But it's one of those things where
Yeah, it's well,
I've always found that like hours are usually kind of the key to like growing, especially on like freaking Twitch and shit. It's like usually the amount of consistency. It's like usually the other night even when I get on Rocket now, I go up to like 4 viewers. When I get on BDO, it's like nothing, like 2, 3, and then it's like get on Rocket, it's 4 to 5. Anytime I do like random Raven Dawn actually get a lot of viewers. Like, well, I also stream it later at night though, so I think I'm like one of the only people like on it that night,
yeah.
that late. So I'd probably get some sort of trickle of like random people. They're just like, oh, let me look for a new person in the category. But it's kind of cool. The other day when I was playing Raven Dawn, I had a couple people drop in and like ask a couple questions. Kind of, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's consistency. I think that's the biggest thing. It's a long game of like, how long can you do it without like hating it? Right? And I think especially for like people like us who like playing games anyway, we're kind of like
Yeah.
grinders anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think for me, it provides like it's my moral allowance to play games. It's like I have to get my workouts in. If I'm gonna play games, I have to get something out of it in terms of like fulfillment. Whether it be like talking to people on stream or like whatever, having memories, whatever the case may be. It's like, there has to be something to it.
Yeah.
I just find myself when I play games without streaming, I just literally am like, why am I doing this?
What am I doing? Yeah, I definitely don't feel that way. I'm doing it because I enjoy it.
I wish I didn't. I think it's because I streamed for so long. Like in the past, that I think I'm like now I'm like, I should just stream it.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like oh I need to push hard. I mean it's just literally like I should probably just stream this. Like that's how my brain works now. The only game I didn't have that with was Baldur's Gate. That was like the only game I was like, no, this is gonna be a me thing.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, no, Baldur's Gate was definitely that, like 100%. It was just such a special like feeling of game that I was like, yeah, I don't want to have to pay attention to anything but the game, and the only way I can do that is by not streaming it.
Yeah.
That was game. So one of those things where I think story games like that I'm fine with, but yeah, any MMO I'm like, I should be playing. I'm gonna be putting a lot of hours into a game. Might as well put some time into it so people can actually be a part of it. And hopefully there's a game that comes out that I actually enjoy like playing. I don't like want to collaborate with people. It's like BDO. I don't really care to collaborate with anyone because like what I want to do is sit there and fucking read a Solar.
Yeah. What do you mean by collaborate?
I mean, just stream with people, just set up things, talk to different people. I mean, there's a couple of people that have offered. I mean, even like that Needy VT or whatever. I was talking to her a little bit about like, just basically like she dropped in, rated with like the 42 viewers or whatever. I was just thanking her and then saying like, I appreciated it. And it was one of those things we were kind of talking about like what she does on stream and like she does. I was saying that I was just watching her like because the day after I basically wanted to drop in and set up. And I was kind of watching the stream, and they were doing like guild bosses, and they have like basically like a guild, stuff like that. And so it was one of those things we were just kind of talking about that. But it's one of those things I think you have to really like the game, really give a shit and like do stuff because like you have to put the effort in. It's like more than just like It's like you have to have something fun to do.
Yeah.
Like BDO just isn't that for me. There's no game right now that I would classify as like, super extraordinary. I mean, I like
Yeah.
Naraka. I mean, if people want to play Naraka, it's one of those things where it's like I don't play it long enough. But I mean, again, I mean, I think realistically, it would just be like putting the effort in. Like I said, I think streaming for me has always been a thing where like once it becomes work, I just don't want to do it. That's why all my videos are just highlights, and it's like as long as they keep getting views and like it's like extra, I'm gonna fuck it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Plus, it's just change. It's like pocket change for nothing, right? Like I mean, I have fun streaming. I mean, I do. Like I said, I can't play games without it, so it's like $30 a week on some random bits and fucking like I don't know, maybe 1 to 2 subs a week or something like that. And so you know, it's like $5 plus 30. It's like $35 per week. So ain't too bad for nothing,
No, not at all. It's a tank of gas.
dude. It's 2 tanks. No kidding.
That's probably a
Fucking
month's.
a month, it's more than
Yeah,
that. Shit, dude.
probably a
Every
month's
week
worth
is
for
a
you.
tank of gas, baby. Oh, dude, I fucking fill my tank. I go to the gym and go home. So it's like, spend one, like, $30 every, like, week and a half, 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
That's so nice, dude.
Well, dude, I'm gonna hit the sack, my man.
Yes, sir.
You have a good night, my dude.
Yeah, man. Take it easy. Sleep well, man.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
All right, YouTube. Have a good night. Peace, peace.